876 292 677666. You want a horse? Link Claudia Davis, man. You want a piece of land? She are the real big woman. Miss Davis, she are the real big woman. With she could have never go wrong with she. They can put horse and a van through she. They can put here car land and a Miss D are the real big woman. With she could have never go wrong with she. They can put horse and a van through she. They can put here car land. She tell me pre smart, pre better. Get your own damn place so you prefer it. Dear my wife if you sign up letter. NHT them a real gen setter. Plus me don't get a youth of a member. My son just on table in December. And she look construction too. She will build your house for you and you get it well rendered. Davis, she are the real big woman. With she could have never go wrong with she. You can put house and a van through she. You can put acre land and a Miss D are the real big woman. With she could have never go wrong with she. You can put house and a van through she. You can put acre land. She now start it and left you there. Me I tell your brother, yes, she well prepared. And if you're meeting enough farmer bangarang, she give you lawyer, brother, clear your fear. She are the best RST agent. She help the need if you stop pay rent. They don't care bad mind them, just give me strength by steel and gravel and black and cement house. Now me house that I build up on the ivy and save some me money gone up in the sky from. Baby Claudia, me say me not lie bank. Have money and me pocket never giant. Me swear for me life, say me son him have to fly so. Hypocrite fear gone while we die. I can't stop Claudia Davis, don't try. Every day another house gone. I Miss Davis, she are the real big woman. With she could have never go wrong with she. You can put house and a van through she. You can put acre land and a Miss D are the real big woman. With she could have never go wrong with she. You can put house and a van through she. You can put acre land. Yeah man, you know. Claudia Davis, pick up yourself. That's a like, subscribe, and share. Claudia Davis, and get your house anywhere. Just keep it there without no fear.
Well, coming frame.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning. Corinne says, good morning, wake up in time.
Hi, morning. Morning.
And Duncan says, greetings, Teacher D and assistant. Morning, Duncan. Naku says, good morning, Miss Claudia and Tony. Good morning, all. And Joy says, good morning, ladies. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, morning, everyone. I'm stuffy and sneezing, but I'm going to try and get through this morning.
What's making you stuffy? Do you get a cold?
I don't know. Could be the Alaska milk. I have a weakness to Miss Alaska and milk, you know.
What's your favorite flavor?
Creamy malt.
Creamy malt. Back when I drank it, mine was vanilla.
But funny enough, I was having the vanilla one last week and I was just sneezing. And my eyes weren't watering. Maybe I need to switch back and see if it is the malt itself. That's giving me a challenge. The Alaska make a good milk drink, you know.
Is it more comfort than anything else?
Yeah, really. I'm used to milk powder. My mom used to we used to have this milk powder called, I think a C-Milk or something like that to the name. She used to buy it by the pound when we were downtown. We lived in Trenchtown. She would send me to the shop on just down the road. And I would buy it and she put it in our Milo.
You notice like most of your memories with your mom is associated with food.
Yeah. Food and reading. She was a reading. She was a, Claudia, come read this for me. Claudia, come read this for me.
You know, I just realized the other day that your name is French.
It is?
Yeah, Claudia.
Claudia is French. Hey, Claudia.
The Monica says good morning.
Morning, Monica.
Jamaican Beauty says good morning, ladies. Happy Sunday.
Jamaican Beauty 74. Does that mean you are beautiful in 74? Or does that mean you're 74 times beautiful? No.
Or she's been beauty since 1974.
Or maybe she was born in 1974.
Maybe.
She has been beauty from 1974 to now. That's a good name. Jamaican Beauty. You know, you can't have companies. If you go to company's office and Jamaica is in the name, they turn it down.
Yeah? Why?
Yeah. Yes, I'm thinking, it's only government should have Jamaica in the name. I don't know. Can't be nothing that seem like it's a Jamaica thing, except for them and government, like Jamaica Tourist Board, Jamaica Urban Center.
I guess that makes sense. So it
kind of makes sense. Yeah, not a private company.
Mm-hmm. But we have other names that we can associate with us. Island, Irie, those type of
names. Yeah. Hi, Cheryl. Morning. And Monica is there. Morning, Monica. Morning.
We have 17 persons on at 6:08 a.m. That's good.
That's good.
I wonder how many persons are actually in Jamaica though, or persons are like in England, so it's not really that early.
It's good to get up early. Well, I have the notice for you today, so we'll discuss a little later. The notice that you would give your tenant and the reasons that you need to put on the notice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because under the Rent Restriction Act, there are certain reasons, only those reasons you can use, right? And I also have somebody who asked last week about conveyance, how to buy a property that don't have a title on it. So use what's called a conveyance form. Simple piece of paper that you pick up in the bookstore. So to be specific, Sangster's bookstore. To be specific, both documents. So we'll discuss that a little later.
Currency says, Miss D, we have to talk about the incoming president for USA because no folks coming home and need a home.
Oh, yeah. But they should have already been preparing for that.
Right.
I mean, from you hit a foreign land, you should be thinking to yourself, I have to get back into my country at some point. So let me start making some preparations for that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They're gonna have if they do the whole scale deportation that everybody seems to be thinking about and talking about, they're gonna have a problem with labor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Certain labor. I mean, the Mexicans a certain type of work, the Jamaicans a certain type of work. I know Jamaica, we have a lot of teachers and nurses. Well, I guess they would be straight. But what about those that do healthcare and all of that? Mm-hmm. You're gonna have a problem. Factory workers and so on. Those are usually immigrant work. So if they do the wholesale deportation, then that's gonna be a challenge. I think they would wholesale deport and then
regularize
and then bring them back. Let them apply regular and bring them back if they fit the criteria that they're looking for. Mm-hmm. That's one aspect of it that's going to be a problem.
People are very risk-taking though to be living in a country and not regularize.
My mother did it for years.
Yeah, but that's very risk-taking, which I don't know if I could do that. I'd be in too much fear.
Well, put it this way. I think hard work is not for me.
I feel like when you go to a foreign country, you just have to work more.
Yeah, it's harder.
Yeah, it's harder.
You have to you mentally and physically you work harder to prove yourself, to stay in the country, to show your worth.
To fit in too.
Yeah,
it's a different culture.
Yeah. When I'm in Jamaica, I don't need to do any of that.
I know. I feel like Jamaicans on a whole are very laid back, almost lazy like when it approach to
That's because we live in our own country. You could say it's similar to Americans, Indians, Chinese, Africans, they will say that about their own people in their own country. They'll say, oh, you Americans are so lazy. You don't want to work. But guess what? The people are in their own country.
Yeah.
You know, so they have a sense of security, a sense of belonging, a sense of knowing that nobody, it doesn't matter if I work, because you can't kick me out of this country.
Mm-hmm.
You can't uproot me. I want to live here in the street. You can't uproot me, because this is my country.
I'm Jamaican and I belong here.
Right. So the thing is, when my mother filed for me, I said, I'm not coming. Do not file for me because I'm not coming. Said it so many times, but she still put me on the filing paper. US still the paperwork to give us a good embassy and tell her, I said, well, I'm not coming. I'm not coming. By that time I was 26, I already had told them, and I already had bought a house, right? I didn't buy a car yet, but I had a house. I had a little 2-bedroom, a Spanish town, quite comfortable, which I told her to come home. But the truth is, me not cut out for hard work. I'm one of those people. I just don't cut out for hard work. So any hard work, even when I'm in Jamaica, I'm not taking out hard work. I just have a bond feet. But I guess people like my mother, who did run away on her 1-entry visa, cut out for hard work. My mother was a hard worker. And I guess a lot of persons, the thing is, I like to sleep in my bed too. It's a major sacrifice I'm making here to be up at 6 o'clock. That's when I leave here. Now I'm going back in my bed, right? So it is a major sacrifice, as Tony says, to really pick up yourselves, go overseas, both for yourself and for your family. Because a lot of persons left because they're saying they can't take care of themselves and they can't take care of their family. My mother did that, so she couldn't take care of herself and her family. I guess she wanted more of what? This is why you have to figure out now. What is the more that you want? And is it worth it, right? Mm-hmm. History will tell us that the most Jamaicans, the average, there's only a few could have really bought 2 or 3 houses. The average Jamaican only bought 1 house, really. And 1 car, if they got around to it, because a lot of persons still take the bus and the train and so on. Mm-hmm. Because it is so expensive to drive a car. Insurance is high, gas bill, the parking. I didn't even know parking was such an issue until I went to Canada. Now I'm saying, why not parking there? Why not parking there? Oh, that's $20. I'm like, how much is $20? At the time, I think it was 100 to 1. Mm-hmm. Right? So they're talking about $2,000. And I go, ouch, that's why I'm not parking there. Because I'm thinking in Jamaica, I wouldn't pay $2,000 to park somewhere. Out here, we only pay $100.
If someone, most of the time it's free.
Yeah, most of the time it's free. You know what I mean? And when I come back, I have my car wash. Right? So, hard work, nah. You guys who go overseas, I lift my hat to you. You work hard to maintain a family there. You work hard to maintain family members here. I don't know how you do it. 2, 3 jobs, and it seems to be that's the norm. It's as if you can't get ahead with 1 job. I don't know why though. I find that hard to believe. What? That the norm is you have to have 2 and 3 jobs to survive.
Even with a spouse?
That seems to be the norm. Everybody working 2 and 3 jobs. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Tony's saying, Tony's asking, do you still need to work 2 and 3 jobs, even if you have a spouse? But in Jamaica, even if we don't have a spouse, we only work 1 job.
Barely, but yeah.
We barely work the 1 job. Yeah. Phone call, nobody answer. And it's their job to answer. So, guys.
All right, Currency is saying, listen, this man is a madman. Don't put it past him to be very irrational here. Jamaica Beauty says, I was born in 74.
Oh, yeah, big head.
Claudia says, Trump said he will be deporting the people who came in the U.S. under President Biden.
Oh, not the ones who were there before. Just the ones who came under Biden.
And Claudia says, Monica says, America will collapse if there's a mass deportation. the low-paying jobs are done by most immigrants. Yes.
Yes, that's true. But I don't think the country will collapse. It won't collapse. It's just that they will import for the jobs under orderly fashion, I believe. So I guess employers would now have to say, listen, I need, just like on the farm work, I need 1,000 persons to pick cotton at this time or to pick apples and tomatoes and whatever. And they import the 1,000 and then they work and then they go back to their country. So they will probably import back on the proper management structure. So that you come, you have your work visa. You say your work visa is for 9 months, 10 months, 1 year. Then you go back and you reapply. And that probably will be an employer thing who will now say, I need people and employ in that manner.
Monica is saying that instead of threatening deportation, try regulating the people that are working, paying taxes, and are in the country for at least 5 years.
How do you pay taxes though if you're not regularized? I don't get that one. How you pay taxes?
I don't know.
Because if you're on the system paying taxes, you should have your social security number, you should have all these things, don't you? So how you pay taxes, Monica, tell me. Persons who are not regularized, how do they, but the government don't even know them in the country, how do they pay taxes? And yes, if it is that they are paying their taxes, then why aren't they regularized? That don't make any sense to me.
And Claudia says, not everyone who left Jamaica works so hard to achieve everything. If you know what you are doing, you can be successful. Right?
Yes, but 90% don't know what they're doing. I would say 99% don't know what they're doing.
Well, if you live in the inner cities and with a waste man, rent alone, killing. And Trump also is forming Trump is also from an immigrant parents. But I mean, isn't everybody in America from immigrant something? I mean, America was not a natural country like that.
Yeah, everybody came from somewhere.
Yeah, right? To form America.
Yeah. So, I mean, you cannot say everybody's origin is immigrant. Mm-hmm. I read a book with Trump and Robert Kiyosaki. Good book, you should buy it. It's called, is that one Art of the Deal? I'm trying to remember the name of it. And
let me Google it.
If you read the book, you will get a feel of Trump and his empire. Yeah. And his mindset, as Tony says. And it's why we want to be rich.
I'm looking.
See this one? Yeah.
Why we want you to be rich.
Yeah. Read that book with both of them. And you'll see that Mr. Donald Trump is like a superhuman, man. Seriously. When I read the book, I was like, how does he get so much done? It's kind of him let me kind of move so fast, call up people to that. You know, so on a daily basis, I might have my hands in 10 different things that I need. Like this subdivision going on there, that one going on there, that one going on there. This group I have to deal with, this group. These people things I have to sell or whatever. So I kind of have a million things. So I learned to touch everything every day because of that book. Keep it moving forward, you know? Like call up a lawyer, hey, where you reach with the sale agreement, so on. Call the buyer, where are you? Have you paid a deposit? Call a quantity surveyor for a subdivision or an engineer or the parish council or somebody. You have to touch, keep touching people every day to move your thing along, right?
Like, while I don't agree with most of what Trump says, I do like the way he makes decisions. Mm-hmm. He looks at what's exactly in front of him and he just makes a decision on it, right, wrong or right, you know. He just
makes a decision. He's not a procrastinator.
Yeah.
When you read the book, you'll realize why he has been so successful in his own empire.
And he takes risks.
Yeah, he's not afraid to jump out there After all, let them always reiterate it is only money, right?
Mhm.
Not as if you're taking risk with your life, it's only money.
Well, but when he's in his presidency, he's taking more than just risk with money, though. He's taking risk with people's lives and livelihood.
People are taking risks with their own lives and own livelihoods. I thought of it that way. How is Mr. Trump taking a risk with your life when you are the one who makes certain decisions? You're the one who made decision to come get a whole heap of credit card. You're the one who decided to leave your own country and jump in a field country where you're at his mercy.
According to the viewers here, they're saying like, no. He's talking about everyone with anything other than folks who were born here. If you mess up any at all, you will find yourself in trouble. So
isn't that in any country though?
What? No, but so
if
like
you go to China, you're a resident under whatever marriage or whatever, you mess up. What would China do?
I don't know.
What would they do? I don't know. Would they deport you? So he's talking about deportation. If you're in the country, you mess up. So what that mean? Don't mess up.
So what about those persons who went there when they were a little bit and they're legalized in the country
So
through their parents?
Don't mess up.
Don't mess up.
That's what it means.
Yeah, but if he starts sending everybody back who mess up, countries like Jamaica is gonna have a overpopulation.
Them not gonna mess up because them no one can mess up. Well, it's a good thing Mr. Trump said now. So that's good. So it means that you won't mess up. That's what it means. You will think twice about breaking the law and doing crazy things because you don't want to come to poor Jamaica, come suffer. There you go. So in a way, it's a kind of reverse psychology. Don't mess up, guys. He wants an orderly country. He wants an orderly country. So maybe by using this reverse psychology, it puts a frame around you that says, hey, I have to behave in this way, that way, or else. In China, them do something different. Them punish you. Them tell you, listen, don't paint no graffiti on our walls, or you're going to get the cat and iron whip. They tell you the punishment. He's also telling you the punishment. He says, if you do no foolishness, you're going to be deported. To him, that's a punishment. You understand? To him, it's a punishment. Because guess what? You have to go back to your poor country where you come from. Because remember, America is the greatest. If you land in America, you're in the greatest country in the world. So, if you're in the greatest country in the world, you don't want to leave Tony, do you?
Mm-hmm. I'm wondering, though, in their prison system, is it just, is it Americans in there, as in born American? Or is it immigrant Americans that's in there? I'm wondering.
I don't know, but I know that by population, I think you have more blacks. But so in other words, if the population of blacks is only 2% in America,
mm-hmm.
in the prison, the population is more. So it would be more like a 10% as opposed to a 2%. The ratio is not the same as in the wider population. So the ratio of blacks in prison is high.
Yeah, but that's because blacks commit crimes that are going to easily get caught. When you do a drive-by shooting or a gang shooting, you're going to get caught. But typically, white people or white men committing crimes that you're not going to easily get caught.
So who's smarter?
Huh?
Who's smarter?
They're committing serial killings where they're under the quiet and living regular lives.
Yes, so them plan the killing and plan them escape down the line too. Them plan it, Them plan the whole thing. So are you saying that us black people not planning?
No,
because going off instincts. We're
going off emotions.
Yeah. So Trump will tell you now, say, listen man, them days I don't make sure you draw and walk the card line or the chalk line. or guys, he's saying the penalty is deportation. Because to them, that is, you guys make it seem like, oh God, it will come back to Jamaica and so dead. I mean, it is such, but you guys think that hard work is in Jamaica.
Well, one thing though.
So when him say, if I'm going to deport, right, I want to think, Lord, it's like me, I go to hell. So I think it's strong to them using reverse psychology on you.
Well, I just hope people who are over there and are in that category that they may come across him will settle themselves.
Across the policies.
Yes, they would do what they need to do just in case.
Well,
buy a home, settle back your roots in Jamaica, whatever you need to do.
Or regularize yourself where you are. And what the chopping
But it don't matter if you regularize where you are.
What?
Everybody's on the chopping block.
Only if you do something.
Yes.
You don't have to do anything.
Mom, people get mistaken for crimes all the time.
No, you don't. You not the average person. Maybe a 0.000%. But
I watch enough American TV to know that it's very chance that you're walking and the camera catch you and it looks someone like you. And you end up in front of a judge.
That's why I don't understand why you want to live in that country. Seriously. This is another bit. I don't know. I never had the inclination to live in any country outside of Jamaica. And I've been to 3 countries. First one was England, and I did training in the army. That's a no-no. The second one is I went to Canada on a real estate forum. I also took my daughter to visit her dad in Canada, and that's a no-no. Whereas Canada have clean streets and all of that, I don't think the Canadians are friendly people. They seem to clique in their own race.
Really? That's the whole motto of Canada, that they're friendly.
They're not. They clique in their own race. So you'll say the Muslims together, the Indians together, the Chinese together, the blacks together, you live in a community, you don't know your next door neighbor. And you don't know the one across the street. You don't know them by name, nothing. Just walk past it. So I never thought, and the things compared to Jamaica, I think they were higher priced. But then when I realized Canada on a whole pays a higher wage, but the higher wage still does not equate, because you pay a higher wage, yet you're paying $20 to park, you pay $300 for insurance for a car, whereas, I mean, my car that I drive, I only pay $56,000. How much is that in Jamaica?
You pay $56,000 for what?
$56,000 a year. Them paying $300 a month for insurance, you know. That is like $300 like $45 a month. I'm paying $45 a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're in Jamaica, if you're a high income earner, you're paying cheap. That's why we can drive Benz and Lexus, BMW, because even though we live in a country where you're saying, oh, Jamaica poor and Jamaica this, we do have, I can tell you, half of this country earn high income. Literally, I can tell you. And I know this because when I look around and look at all of these houses, I'm like, what the hell? And I also sell real estate, so I see a lot of persons' pay slips. So I know they're earning good money. Those who stayed in school, went to university, did their trades, did their professions, they earn high income. Who don't earn high income here is who did not stay in school, who do the menial jobs. And the truth is that is in any country. Because,
but the thing is, with Jamaica, even if you're earning a menial job, as you call it, there's so many avenues to do other things. And you still can buy a house. Because of the National Housing Trust, you can still buy a house. You can't buy a car, but you can buy a house. You can buy a car, man.
The thing is, too,
can buy Suzuki Swift for 150. Can buy VW Bug for 50,000.
Oh, true, yeah.
You can still buy a car. It depends on where you want to drive.
Yeah, because when I was telling you when I was driving a VW Bug for $50,000, and I bought it cash, Tony.
Yeah,
I bought it cash. I saved money and buy it cash. So I was told to say, yeah, you can still drive car for real. So you have to understand that in any country, minimum wage can only feed you alone. When you add one child to that, 2, 3, 4, you're putting yourself in problems. I don't care which country you live in. It could be Canada, England, Dubai, Europe, anywhere, Jamaica. If you're earning minimum wage, you will not live a rich lifestyle.
So what you think they're doing in overseas doing 2 and 3 minimum wage jobs.
That's what they're doing.
Man,
That's what they're doing. And then I think some of the Jamaicans made a mistake when they did go over there. They didn't go back to school.
yeah, but they couldn't go back to school. They were there illegal. Or
You
go
can't
back
go,
to
you
school.
can't go any evening school but pay your money and go on. You think the school care? Oh, you want that? You can't go any private school.
So you don't
Pay
need
money
some form
so
of
that class.
accreditation, some paperwork to say you did the course.
Yeah, but you don't need. I don't think you need social for that.
I don't know. All right, let me see the question.
It's like Jamaica. Which Jamaican school asks you for your tax registration number? None.
All of them.
No. Where?
All of them.
All of who?
Once you're in higher education, they
No,
have
I'm talking about private schools. They don't need to.
Oh,
I'm not talking about government schools. I'm talking about private schools.
all right.
Government schools are subsidized, so they would ask you for that, but not private schools.
Cheryl says he threatened to deport illegal immigrants, dreamers, and illegal immigrants married to U.S. citizens.
So if you're married to a U.S. citizen, how are you an illegal immigrant? If you're married to a U.S. citizen, aren't you supposed to have gotten your papers? That don't make no sense to me.
Which category of people are called dreamers?
I guess those who go there and dream that them can get the green card. Like my mother.
Currency wants to know if there is any update on Ecosted and Riverstead.
Ecosted is going along, waiting on estimates now for the. We have some waiting on one more to do the construction. That's where we're at still. But I'm hoping to get that in. Hopefully we can start in January. Well, personally, I don't want to start no big thing like that in hurricane season. So the hurricane season ends November 30. So
I hope it ends, I mean, this season. We've been having rain since April.
yeah, with Ecosted too, we're falling some trees now, right? So the lumbermen are going in now and they're cutting the trees that they need or want to buy. So those would be trees like the deed, I hear them say. So the one that make coffins and those things. Guango, we have that on the land. So they're doing that. And then we're sending the sawmen to cut because it's already pegged actually. So the survey has gone through and pegged the road or where they will be falling. So it's just for the lumbermen to go in and get that out. I'm also still looking for a coalman. Anybody know a coalman in a port? And I've been asking around apparently coalmen are a dying breed because I haven't been able to get a coalman yet.
What people use coal to do?
Fire? What do you mean?
I mean, other than jerk chicken, what else you use it to do?
I don't know. But they use coal? I don't know. So I need a coalman. And then the tree cutters, those are people I'm going to change someone who know what you want to cut.
Okay. Sharon is saying, yes, I agree. Not everybody have to work 2 and 3 jobs. If you work hard and get a good education and a degree, you just need one good job, one good paying job. Something I did and groomed my kids to do.
Right. Stay in the school. Get a good profession. Any profession will pay money, quite frankly. And pay attention, because some professions get obsolete. So you pay attention. When you need to switch profession, you switch, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you can't hang around those low-paying minimum wage jobs and expect that you're not going to work through your teeth, man.
But some people can't get to the higher college education type because they just don't have the brain capacity for that.
It don't have to be higher college type. All right, so let's just say I am a housekeeper. Whose house do you think I would want to be keeping? What level do you think I would want to be working at?
Managing a hotel.
Maybe managing a hotel, or I would want to go work for Kim Kardashian and them people there. I'd want to be working at the higher level. You understand what I'm saying? So I would hone my craft and my skill, right?
But their housekeepers are next level, it's not just regular housekeeper.
So me have to be next level.
Yeah.
I have to train myself to be next level. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because polishing silver is a artwork,
Exactly.
Skill.
I'd have to be at next level. So if I want to be a nanny, a caregiver, I'd have to be next level. And this is what we don't understand. The world pays for next level. We don't pay for lower level. right?
They don't pay for mediocre.
Yeah, the entire world, not just the US or Jamaica. They pay for next level. I don't pay for, you barely are cut it. Who's going to pay for that? Come on.
Slapdash work.
Yeah. Nobody's going to pay for that.
And Ruby says, good morning. Morning, Ruby. And Anne-Marie says, good morning, Claudia, Antonian. Blessings. Feel good. I catch the live.
Anne-Marie, thank you for being here.
Monica says, people are showing up at our borders since Trump won the election. Monica is in Canada.
I want to reach Canada. Canada can't take them. I think Canada said them need lower level workers.
No, but I hear Canada is putting a clampdown on immigration.
There?
Yeah. Saw something come across my email the other day.
But you know what always baffles me? You have your good country, you mash it up, and then you start run.
What are you talking about?
Mash it up. Look on the Haitians now. You don't know you have a country, you have land, you have sunshine, you have water, just like any other country. And you're over there, I shoot with gun. You don't even know where you fight from. You chop up everybody, you mash up the place, the very place that you live. You mash it up. Why you do that? And then you are going to tell me, so you're going to come on a boat or a ship to my proper country, where everybody has to work hard to keep the country nice. And me must take you. Give me a good reason.
The rationale is
what?
That the people who are over there shooting and chopping up everybody are not the people coming over across the boat. That's the people who are afraid of the people who are over there chopping up.
So why don't they fight back? Why don't you fight back? It's usually a handful of people who are doing this. It's not the whole country, as you say. It's a handful. That was the problem I had with apartheid in South Africa. And I've always thought, how can so many million black people make a handful of white people control them? I've always thought that. It just didn't make sense to me.
I don't know. I didn't live it, so I don't know.
No, I don't know. It does not make sense. But
you know what? It makes perfect sense because we're in this country, and people going to bash me for this, but Jamaica was under PNP rule for years, and as much as whatever JLP is right now, PNP had Jamaica under depression for many years, and you guys just allowed it. Your generation just allowed it.
Hold on. First of all, understand this. You need to know the history. Under the PNP government, Michael Manley, he gave us free education. I went to Wilmer's High School, girls' school.
We're talking after Michael
No,
Manley.
but you have to know the history. I went to Wilmer's Girls' School. Top school in Jamaica, still is. People like me, who were dirt poor, we got a chance to go to a school and finally get an education that allowed us to be able to work in banks and insurance companies and government offices and so on. Before that, we were not able to. So I went to Woolworths in 1977, somewhere there. Well, I started in 72. Let me see. 66, I'm telling you something. So I'm going to start 77, yeah. And then I left 82, 83, somewhere there. So therefore, now remember, we had an educated class now, come out.
Yeah.
That same educated class like myself went into public sector. So we went to work at the government offices and so on. We also went to the private sector. Like me, I worked in an insurance company and other persons like worked in banks and so on, right? And we were not suffering. So you can tell me if you think you didn't suffer. You yourself went to Andrews High School, another top school. So we who got educated under the Michael Manley regime, and even before that, persons went straight to university free of cost. Free of cost.
And what happened after that?
They went to university. Those same persons now, they're the ones in the banks, the insurance company, in government, in public sectors, all the ministries and all of those people were in those places, and we were getting our pay. Then you had NHT come out, people trying to get them little house. So who had ambition? Got all those things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were not suffering. No, some of the middle class left under man. It's not the middle class leave under Manley. So when Manley, there was an election, I think it's 82 election, who, when Siaga was trying to come into power and the JLP government, the merchant class left. Not the working class, the merchant class. Those are the people with businesses. When the government, when at the day the man said 100 flights left Jamaica, so no go on. So they left Jamaica, took their money, their resources, their brain. Remember, this is the merchant class, and left. And that was when my father actually bought a house at Middlesbrough for 40,000 from a man who was leaving, running away. They doing business and was running away. So the middle class, the people who went to school, to universities in Jamaica at that time under the free education system, now became the middle class. Remember, we were the poor class, the lower class. We only became the middle class because we got a chance to go to those schools in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. We got a chance to go to those schools, got our education, and we now became the middle class. When the merchants lift up themselves and start to leave, some persons transition to the merchant class. Now, who transitioned to those merchant class? So while some of the middle class who now had their education, there were nurses, there were teachers, there were doctors, there were all kind of professions. They were now leaving, running away to go overseas. You now had the Syrians and the Indians who were coming in, filling the gap of the merchant class. So they came in and they established and started their businesses, while some of us, like my mother, were running away. And my mother would have
This is the
helped
70s and the
me.
80s.
Yeah, my mother would have also helped me to run away. You understand? So they ran away and they filed for their children afterwards. Remember how it went? So the British people started going England first.
That was in the
Yes, and some
70s.
and they took their children. Then they went to America. Those people did not take their children. They had to file for them afterwards.
That was the 80s.
Yes, they had to file for them afterwards. Then people started migrating to Canada.
That was the 90s.
But the Canada system different. The Canada system allowed them to take their children with them at the time. So you find now, those who went to America left their children here, like my mother who left me here. We had to fend for ourselves. We don't really have no loyalty to nobody in America like that, because they left us when we were kids. If your mother leave you when you're pitney and she file, if you when you reach up there, you don't really know her. So you find that the Americans have this thing that, and it was, I would say, the educated people went to Canada. I would say that. Persons who went to America is only in the later part we had the nurses and the teachers, and that's because they were recruited from here, right? But what saved those who went to England was when they reached England, England actually trained them to do jobs. Those of you who are older who know, when you touch in England, you have to go register. Remember, England was saying, come in a company ship, come, right? They were registered and they had to go learn a trade, a skill, a profession, and England pay for that and then go learn it.
So what you're saying, the stagnation that we had in Jamaica in the 90s was because nobody was here?
Oh, we had a brain drain. Think about it.
And that brain drain kept PNP in power?
The brain drain, all right. Historically, who votes? The lower class. Have you ever voted?
No.
Exactly. So who you think voting in PNP or JLP? It's a lower class, right? And so the PNP government would cater to the lower class. They would.
Historically, because they brought in education and
yes. It would have been
programs.
They brought in lots of stuff. They brought in attitudes and values, Jamaica attitude and values program. which actually paid 1/3 of Rachel's school fee, and she did civil engineer, right? At a high bill to what they paid 1/3 of the school fee, which was good. They brought in lots of programs. Now, when people say you suffer under this government or this government or this government, that's not true. If you're suffering, it's because you want to suffer.
Or it depends. You don't know what the government is offering to go and access.
Yes, you're not paying attention. Because the truth is, every single government, under JP government, under Siaga, he brought in a hard trust NTA, which both of us went to those schools. Well, all three of us went to those schools, right? So, under each government, right, they bring in policies that will help you in your journey. The problem is, a lot of persons don't know. I was at Palmetto Pines yesterday, and the ladies were outside monitoring the tractor. They were cleaning the drains. And I started talking to them about NHT. And the lady said she only thought it was the persons who work in offices could sign up with NHT. No. Is that a failure of the government's NHT? Or is that a failure of ourselves? We have to ask and we have to wonder.
That's a failure of NHT, obviously.
Why is a failure of NHT and not a failure of the individual? It is the individual who is responsible for their own welfare. Now, this is the thing.
Yeah, but you can't ask for what you don't know you need to ask for.
Yeah, but
and that's why the systems need to be in place to corral certain people into a certain direction.
But they don't have all the resources for ever give anybody else. You have to try to get your own.
Not to give them a house, but to corral them, so to get those people regularized so that the NHT is being paid.
Tony. The first corral that happens is a school system.
Well, we know that's failing.
That's the first corral that happens, the school system. The book The Richest Man in Babylon teaches us, and this is another reason why people not advance. It has nothing to do with whether Trump in power, Biden in power, JLP, PNP, nothing to do with that. What it has to do with is we send it to school, which is why I'm so insistent now that Xander is able to learn to read quickly. We send it to school, you learn to read. Yes or no?
Mm-hmm.
You learn to read. Why we teach you to read?
So you can learn to access information on your own.
Yes. You must go access
but
information.
But we're failing at that. People can't read.
Tony, the average person can read. And not only that, people don't come in isolation, they come in families. Somebody in your family must can read.
You realize you're the first one out of your family to read?
Yeah, but...
Are you just in your 60s? You're in your 60s yet, in your 50s.
Yeah, but somebody is going to come who can read. But even so, my mother and daddy couldn't read. But I never suffer. I never remember a day when I never have an oxtail or a big chicken leg on my plate. My father was a butcher, my mother was a hairdresser.
Well, man, we live in a different society now. Reading is actually more important than back then. It's almost everything is computerized or unassigned somewhere.
Reading is not more important than back then. What is important is to go and find the information. So even if you cannot read, you ask. So Claudia, how you do this? Just like what the people doing here now. Tony, and how you do that?
Mommy, everybody on this live, I'm pretty sure is over 40. People under 40, they barely ask you any questions.
Tony, in this era, because you're in the digital era, right? You have access to information at your fingertip. Last night when I came in, I used to hear me say, I'm going to sleep. I said, Xander, come up beside me. And him had the phone in his hand. And I see Xander looking at, somebody was explaining about an engine and the different parts of the engine on the phone.
I know he was looking at it the whole night.
Yes, over and over. He was looking at the different parts of the engine. I heard it, and I said, it's really engine Xander looking at. And I turn on the pillow and I look at it for a while and I realize, yes, and this kid was so engrossed with this engine and them explaining the different parts of the engine, right? And he is barely stringing two words together. I call it that with him because he's not an oral kid, right? I'm saying, look at that. So I'm going to learn about engine, and I'm sure if I put the human body in front of him or some other thing with parts, because him seem to love mechanical, technical things like that, he will learn it. So I'm saying, in this day and age, right? In this day and age and stage, and from time memorial back in the day, when I read Richest Man in Babylon, it teaches you. You must have the desire to want to know the thing and to learn. The onus is on you. But throughout history, governments seem to want people to depend on them.
That's how government stays in power, Mom.
Yeah, you must
If
depend on
people
them.
are always independent, we need a government.
No, you need a government. You need government. You need government to make sure that things are in order. Things go in order. You need a management, which is what them is. But what they do is make people get this belief, say, oh, if Trump in a power, my life can't go. If Ting in a power, my life is unhappy, and all these things. When the onus is on you guys. The onus is on me to ensure that I extract the systems that I need to extract from the economy that I'm in. From the economy that I'm in, you know. I might not can't extract anything from America because I don't live in that economy. I am not a citizen of that country. I don't know nothing about them. But I'm a citizen of Jamaica. So I need to understand the policies and systems in Jamaica. So like when my daughter was in university, I need to go and find the systems and so on that can help me to pay that school fee so that she can now complete her degree, get out there and start earning on her own and do what she needs to do for her family, right? Mm-hmm. If I don't go and seek it, like I remember when I actually found out about the JAMVAT, I was talking to a neighbor whose son was doing medicine. I asked her, I said, how you manage to pay for it? And she said, well, you know, the Jamaica government subsidized part, I'm also use a JAMVAT. And I said, what? And she said, yeah. But when she told me it was kind of late for me to apply, it was after the deadline. The deadline was something like May, but it was afterwards. I'm going to say, you know something, download the form, I sign it up, I drive up there with my daughter, I said, see the door there, go in there and give the money application. She said to me, Mom, suppose them turn me away. I said, listen, you go in there, you smile, say good morning, and you give the man the form. She did just that. When she come on, I said, take the form? She said, yes, take the form. At the interview, when she did the interview, and she come back out, I said, you did well in the interview? She said, why, Mom, you don't look sign up. I said, why? She said, because the man asked me what JAMVAT mean, and I never know what it means. I said, what? Now, there it is. She's going for an interview, and she did not even research what this whole company was about or anything. Well, luckily for her, she was doing civil engineer. So I guess the government of Jamaica decided that we need some civil engineers. So even if she don't know what it means, they could pay the school fee. You understand what I'm saying? So therefore,
it working for them now, though.
Yeah, it working for them. So when you say they make a good call. So therefore, the onus is on us, guys. No matter which country you live in, which part of the world you're born, it don't matter. It's irrelevant. You have to know what you want. You have to have a strong desire. And that's why I love that book, you know. Everything, I would say 90% of what I know is gleaned from that Richest Man in Babylon book.
We should introduce that book earlier in school, though. That book should be on the literature book list.
Well, everybody here know, make it part of your literature book list for your children. But don't just hand them the book, though.
Yeah, don't make it part of like Shakespeare or anything that will stress out the poor child. Have it as part of the fun learning experience.
So somebody says,
we'll have some questions.
Morning overlay. Naku Jam, you're here. North Coast or Montego Bay. North Coast or Monipa Development. Naku, what your price range? Remember your parties at now at 500 or something?
I think they're saying she's asking for new.
New?
Like just come up.
Who've have one in Runaway Bay? What's it called? What's it called? I don't remember. Who've not one? Who's that one run away there?
Let me see if I can find it.
Bahari name.
Yeah? You saw it somewhere on the screen?
I just remember. Yeah, see there? Bahari runaway bay now selling. Hoover.
Oh, was it some villas?
Yeah. They have a complex in Ocheres, but that sold out. That was an apartment complex behind the Jerk Center. So they have that. That sold out now.
Okay. The currency is saying combination in the prison system. Blacks represent 14% of the population, but over 40% of the prison population. Wow, that high one. Yes, blacks do part one serious crime while white doing white collar crimes. Asian doing crimes government not aware of.
So
Tony, you're right. These can't happen mistakenly.
Is it that the Asians are more smarter? Why them not in prison then? What's going on? Why the black man in prison? For what? Well, these things you have to look at. So if you are growing a black young man in America, you have to pay attention.
Not only that, honestly, if I had a son in America, I would take myself away from America.
Yeah, I would. I probably would. 40%
I mean,
is too high.
You think it's hard to keep a son alive in this day and age of society? Imagine trying to keep one alive in America. That's supposed to be like a double stress every day.
Every day.
Every day you let them out through the door, you have to be like, do no harm, avoid trouble, avoid this, avoid that. Basically, you're telling the child that they need to be quiet and hidden every day to survive.
Don't even speak up in the class. Next thing them target you.
Shauna says, good morning. Good morning, Shoshana. Beauty says, question. Trump is president.
No, yes, sir. You miss
letters,
about letters.
Oh.
My nose is running everybody.
Sean Simon says, good morning. Question. How long should one wait for utility letters once received keys for new property? It's been over a week and yet to receive. This is the norm. Normally you get the keys and the letters at the same time. But I don't see why that would take long. Just a type of a letter.
But you don't need a letter though. You can get a copy of the title and go to the utility.
Yeah, get a certified copy of the title and
from the title's office. Cost mostly $900.
And just go and get the title.
But the lawyer usually gives it at the same time. What else?
Read and play says, question. Trump is president. We can't change that. How can we position ourselves to use this to our benefit? As realtors and investors, how will you see this to your advantage and for us?
Well, I know during the pandemic, a lot of persons ran to Jamaica and bought properties. That is why our prices went up, right? That's how EcoState came about too. And Riverstate, the same thing. Most of the persons in those groups are from overseas, trying to get back here, but the prices of properties here have skyrocketed. So one of the ways to do it is to get in groups and purchase, right? The property so that you can be a part of it, and you would have gotten in at a lower price, and you will have your piece of land or apartment or whatever it is that you're doing. A lot of groups are doing that now. That reminds me. So we're at the Thorpe conference on Sunday coming. So we won't be on live Sunday coming.
1 week starting Sunday.
1 week starting Sunday. So we won't be on live on the 17th. Which is this Sunday coming, right? So the Thorpe conference starts on the 17th for 1 week up to the Friday. So we're going to be there. That conference brings together investors. That's what it does, to invest in Jamaica. Mostly real estate, for the most part.
Right. They've already started sending out information, like they send out information on how to open a VMBS account, how to get your TRN, and there was one other thing that they did. Can't remember what the third one was, but they've started. So it's a really good conference for people who are in the diaspora who need access to information and who wants to be part of a group setting, in order to make their investments.
What I find is that a lot of Jamaicans don't like to work in groups. They want to work single-handedly. But the truth is, if you want to go fast, you go by yourself. But if you want to go far, you work with other persons.
Yeah, groups move slow.
Yeah, we do move slow.
Yeah, but it's steadier.
And you can, more persons taking the risk. So your risk is nominal, I would call it.
And there's more persons to talk about.
Yeah. And we have more resources. Like our group at Ecosted, we have a lot of resources at our fingertip just from the group itself.
And what I like to you can just pose a question even in your Ecosted group, and someone is there to provide an answer. If you weren't in that group setting, you wouldn't have access to that ready information.
Yeah.
Marsha says, Sharon is saying, this has yet to be received. Any advice? Should I consider legal action? I think this is about the letters.
No, just ask the lawyer, where's the letter? Call the lawyer, ask her, where's the letter? Letter probably there.
Yeah.
If you got the keys from the lawyer, you would have gotten the letter same time. Not need legal action. Charge you 15,000 or 10,000 for the letters too. If you look at your closing cost statement, I think you were charged for the letters. So just ask for the letters. I need to say something about Riverstead. So with Riverstead, we actually did find a property, but it's pricey, right? It's like $1 million US. So we don't have the resources in the group like that. So I'm trying to look at other properties. See if we can come down a little lower. But the thing is, the lower we go, so that property was on the north coast, just seconds. But the lower price we go, the more inland we're gonna go. So I need to call a meeting to narrow this down with the group if we really want to go inland. So based on budget,
or recruit more people.
Based on budget, so we're at what, 24 persons, something like that. Based on budget, we either go inland or we raise it and we try and go nearer to the coastline. But it depends on what we want to do still. Depends on the aim.
So you need the meeting.
Yeah, it depends on the aim. But I think with Riverstead is more looking at farming. Am I correct? Something like that?
Something that they can use the land for to access some of the natural resources.
Yeah, that's why the river. And but at the same time, still have maybe a little piece that you can build a house on or something.
Marsha is saying, we're behind. Okay, Marsha is saying, many get deported, and since they left when they were young, upon landing back in Jamaica with no family or anywhere to live, so they get mad, mentally sick, and to start all over again is taxing too. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Yes,
you have to have some family here, and real family too, not just your third cousin.
Yeah.
Alia says, good morning. Good to see you both. Marsha says, nothing better than Jamaica, the land we all love, not leaving. Travel and come back.
Travel and come back.
Jasmine says, good morning, ladies and all. And Sharon says, what's your definition of snagging issues? What's a snagging issue?
I don't know. What's a snagging issue? What is your definition, Sharon? Or somebody in chat? What's a snagging issue?
Currency says, Miss D, right, you can go to school even if you're illegal. Yeah. Yes, enough of us didn't get schooling or job training.
Yeah.
Yeah. Claudia says, some states will also protect the illegals.
So you have to find a state that will and go there.
Willa says, good morning, ladies. Blessed Sunday.
Morning.
And Cheryl says, dreamers are people that immigrate to the US as kids and never went back and are still undocumented as adults. Oh no.
That's a fault of the parent, man.
Oh no.
Parents' fault that. That can't be Mr. Trump's fault. That's the parents. Why you do that to your child?
But I don't think the child can get legalized if the parent is not.
I don't know. But I'm saying, why you do that? Why you do that to the kid? Bring the kid in there suffering.
Mommy, that's the definition of parenthood. So in most cases, suffering.
Come on. Can't be. You can't carry the child into that and then you say Trump wicked. The truth is you can't make it in any country. You just have to do what the richest man in Babylon says you're to do. You can do it in any country and you can do it on any pay as long as the caveat to that is if you're earning minimum wage, you can't add more mouths to feed on minimum wage. Minimum wage only feed one person. You can only buy one person clothes and feed you and house you and whatever.
I know,
you can't house you by yourself. You have to house with people. So when you earn minimum wage, you have to live as part of a group where you pay a piece of the rent and piece of the light. You can't. Minimum wage will dictate. So you alone are going to live in a one house, pay light bill, water bill. It doesn't. So you have to understand. Yeah, you have to understand the economics of that.
But some people trying to do minimum wage and have 2 and 3 children.
And that's why they're suffering. Because them can't do maths.
Because they can't do maths?
Yeah, you have to count the world maths. If you earning minimum wage,
but you know
$15,000 a week, which part in your head you think you're gonna pay school fee, rent, bus fare, lunch money?
You can't do any of those things.
Can't do any of that, guys. None of that is gonna work. So if you listen to me on a minimum wage, you earn $60,000 a month. Forget that. You alone, you got to stay in school, learn a skill or trade, keep learning and improve your position away from the minimum wage. Then you talk about adding more mouths to feed and so on. Right?
Currency says, yes, some states are sanctuary states like NY. As in what, New York?
New York.
When he sent out the mandate, New York won't comply and only turn over illegals who are incarcerated. This time he says he will send in the army to do it.
He must start a war. Start a war in our own country, man. Serious. Why? What is the reason though why he's doing that? Somebody tell me. There has to be a reason behind it. Everything have a reason. What does he hope to achieve by doing all of this?
Make America great again.
Seems like a whole lot of resources will go into this. Could those resources have been used somewhere else?
Mommy, part of America's problem today is the people that causing the problem, and a large amount of those people are immigrants.
Oh, you know that? You live there?
No, but it's true, Mommy.
No, you can't say that.
Just said black people are 40% of the prison population.
Hold on.
Jesus.
Stick up it. It don't mean that those black people are immigrants, you know.
But they're probably from immigrant parents.
No, but you just everybody's from an immigrant parent. Somewhere along the line. So you have to drill down deeper. You can't just make a sweeping statement like that to say, well, it's only black people causing the problem and all these black people are immigrants. No, we can't. You have to drill down and see what is the reason. So when we hear Trump make statements like that, what is the fundamental reason why he's saying, dreamers, those of you who come here and bring up your children legally, or you come here and you have baby and things that them are going to be US citizens, the gall. Why? What's the fundamental reason why he's saying that? Have they done a study and realized that
he's probably stemming the drain on stemming the use on the country's resources that are outlaid on all these excess people that not pay no taxes?
Well, maybe that could be a fundamental reason, because somebody said that they're paying taxes, but I'm saying, how can you be illegal and pay taxes? So that's part of it too. You could be illegal, you're sick, you have to go into the people's hospitals and so on. You're not paying any taxes, you're not contributing. So would he have a right to say that, hey, if you're illegal in this country, you need to leave because you're draining our natural resources? I don't know. We them have enough people there not working who them need to take care of.
I would legalize them and just start charge some serious tax.
Serious tax.
Serious
Yeah,
tax.
that me them wish them would come home.
No.
All of the back tax. They say, how long are you here for? I've been here 10 years. What? You've been here 10 years? Well, here, listen to this now. And them bank account me a subpoena, you know. I'm a subpoena the bank account. I say, what? You in this country earn 100,000 cents? Boom, 25,000 your tax. And you take a Ghana from your pay every week. You know, man, shall be going with zero.
No, Mom, not that bad.
Plus, you have to pay the current tax. It's not Trump. Is it because the people not paying any taxes why you want them back? I don't know. If they're there and they're working, and they're not paying the taxes, well, as Tony say, you can legalize that. I'll charge them the back tax, fine them and tax them.
I would charge them the back tax.
Mm-hmm.
But he has a
or allow them to leave.
Yeah.
So it's either you pay this or you go home.
Well,
Give them a choice.
Trump has an uphill battle, but he likes battles. So one thing though, his
He's a man for the
administration
job.
is not gonna be boring.
No.
Biden's 4 years passed with barely a blip, but
Yeah.
his next 4 years,
Oh my God, you're gonna put a rush.
every news station. He's probably the only president who came out of power and you still hear news about him every day.
Every day, literally every day. So I can just imagine the Americans wake up every day what Trump said to them. What Trump said to them. Oh my God.
You don't hear he's Orange Jesus.
What did he say today that's gonna affect me? What you should probably ask him is, are there going to be any new taxes for the American people? Those of you who are actually paying the taxes. Will there be any new taxes or will there be some kind of a relief? You know what I mean?
One thing though, we have to brace ourselves on this end for the mass, what is it now, migration?
The mass deportation.
Mass deportation, if it's gonna affect us, because
they're gonna, I think the first option, the persons who in this situation would be is to move to a state that offers protection. Because they're gonna still want to stay in the US. So they don't have that
at the same time, you're gonna have to leave where you live, leave your job, because I'm sure there are jobs.
Yeah, they might look jobs in other states. I'm trying to live for. If I was in that position, that would probably be my first state. But I wouldn't be in that position. First of all, I'd have to even go in there to be in that position. But that would probably be their first position. And then when they catch them, so they're gonna live now and hope and pray that they don't catch them. And when they catch them now, they try and plead the case to stay, right?
I just hope while they're doing all of that, they make some plans in their home countries to come back home just in case things go sideways.
Yeah, so those of you over there in that position,
and be smart to don't leave your money with no family member on a mattress or anything like that. Organize yourself properly because you are Jamaican.
Yeah.
And you can get access to Jamaican benefits if you just organize yourself.
Right. You can open your bank accounts, or my Jamaica National Victor Mutual are in the US. So you can open bank accounts with them and lodge your money there.
Mm-hmm.
And it will be here when you need it, right?
Yeah.
You can also reach out and figure out how you can buy a piece of land. Land might be the cheapest that you can buy. Buy a piece of land and put it down. So that if push come to shove, you can now.
Mm-hmm. Or sign up your NHT as an overseas person.
No, you can't sign up if you're not straight.
Oh, you can? No, but they can sign up. Oh, no, they can't.
To sign up on a voluntary contributor, you have to have a green card in the States or you be a citizen in the States.
Oh.
It can be illegal.
Oh.
If you're illegal in the States, you would probably sign up on a self-employed and say you're self-employed. But if you say you're self-employed, you still don't have a proper work visa to be up there. So the persons who have a proper work visa are those who like work on ships and so on, farm workers and so on. So them have a proper G visa. I don't know what that called. But them have a proper visa that allows them to work
And like
in the
teachers
States.
overseas.
Yeah, but they don't actually, they're not citizens or green card holders or residents, right? They're just workers. So those persons can still sign up under self-employed because they're working. No matter where in the world you are self-employed under the Jamaican government.
Our government that's strict though.
And it's not the government who is strict, it's you must know that you must pay a tax.
I know, but I mean, if you
Government
can,
not running down for no tax. You
right?
must
But
know.
if you can establish a bank account, put your money in the bank account in Jamaica, and use that money that you have in Jamaica to pay your taxes every quarter to the Jamaican government and pay the NHT, NIS. You're gonna need pension too, right? And the education tax and the income tax, depending on how much money you're earning. Then you're supposed to can at least legalize yourself in your home country.
You're already legalized in your home country. You have a Jamaican passport.
Well, something
You
to
mean
Jamaica
legal.
to know you exist
You
and
mean-
that you're part of the country.
You mean legalize your finances
Yeah.
in the country.
Because without any, you're paying taxes or anything like that. Jamaica don't know you exist.
Yeah.
They don't
know
see you
it
as a
exists. Yeah.
citizens that have rights that need protecting in terms of housing and pensions and those things.
Yeah, they're not going to see you as that. So if you're overseas and you're not, but again, if they run up on a visitor's visa, and then the thing we get in the NHT loan is that you have to prove. So you'd have to give somebody a power of attorney, and you'd have to prove, say, you exist that thing by using a medical. Something like that.
Government needs to have some form of amnesty that says if you're illegal over there, we want you legal here. So come and sign up whatever you need to sign up. We will make some adjustments to allow you to prove that you exist, so that just in case anything happens, you can organize yourself.
No, you prove it by a medical. So if you can get a doctor up there to do the medical, fine. That's not a problem.
Yeah, but we should have some form of amnesty to that. Just say, all right, for this 6 months period, while whatever is happening in the country that you're in under the new presidency, we're allowing our Jamaicans who are over there who are not so legal to come and organize themselves here. And they have some program.
Online.
Yeah, they do it online. I have some program to facilitate that. Because, I mean, I don't think we should just leave them out in the wind. They're still Jamaicans.
Well, Trump himself could have the amnesty as well. Give you 6 months to come in, make your application, legalize yourself before the mass deportation. Right?
Trump don't want to do any of that movie. If Trump didn't want to do any of that, it would do all of that in his last 4 years.
He can do it still. Get them legalized and paying the taxes. Taxes might be so heavy, some persons decide to run anyway.
Let me go back to these questions. Claudia says, it is wonderful. It is wonderful to live in the US. In our city, the motto is everybody is somebody and we don't pay parking. Claudia, what city you live in?
What city is that?
Alia says the low-paying jobs are called part-time position with minimum 20 hours. Oh.
Can't work 20 hours a week and survive. You have to have 2 of them jobs there.
Yeah. Marsha says, Miss Claudia, I will link you or put in the chat the coal man in Portland. His name is
Ansur. Good Ansur.
Ansur.
Oh, good.
To this day, he still makes coal. I sound like Ansur older man. To this day?
Yeah, and his son too.
Oh, good. Somebody young.
Yeah, man, link him, please. Need him for start to activate himself and when we need for the coal.
Claudia says, most Jamaicans that live in the north and work 3 jobs, they are making big money. $40 an hour up. When they are retired, they live well.
That's good.
I'm going to be working 3 jobs. Will you be able to retire?
And live well? 3 jobs.
3 jobs. How do you even make it to retirement age doing 3 jobs?
Why? Me don't know. Me not cut out for hard work. Both mentally and physically.
Claudia says the dreamers are children that come to live in the United States at a young age.
Okay.
Monica says Michael Mann did well for Jamaicans.
Yes, he did. He did.
Claudia, if they live in New York, Brooklyn, etc., mortgage or rent killing them. Now, if you live in the outskirts, in the rural area, your money goes further.
Same thing here now. When we're in the city, Tony's always complaining, why the prices are high? The minute you touch Spanish Town, you say, yes, Jesus. No money can buy something. Even the supermarkets are cheaper.
The supermarkets are cheaper. Like the same thing I would buy here, like even like the rainforest stuff. When I'm up here, I pay at least $120 more for it. And worse, if I just cross the street, I mean, the price difference, like the price difference between General Foods, High-Low, and Shoppers Fair is astounding for the same product.
Because, you know, the Kingston 6 belt, which is a top belt in Jamaica, in the St. Andrew area, right? Thank your mother, say you live with this summer. Thank your mother.
Thank you, Mom.
But if you, as she lives in Spanish Town sometimes, because we're selling Palmetto Pines now. But where you prefer to live? You prefer Spanish Town, or if you were to live on your own and choose? Well, it depends. Your lifestyle is simple still.
I would choose to live in Spanish Town.
Yeah, your lifestyle is simple.
It's quiet, for one. And up here, it's just so busy. It's like my brain is on busy. It's so busy. It's like when you're on the North Coast, you keep saying, oh, it's just so peaceful.
It's so peaceful.
Even just to traverse
in the St. Andrew Belt is crazy.
Yeah.
And to go from, I'm on the North Coast and I can travel distances. 20 minutes, 15 minutes, distances. When I'm in St. Andrew, 15 minutes, I could read a whole book in my car.
You're
I'm stuck in traffic, or something is going on, holding up the traffic. It's just,
and what I realized, because I'm in Spanish Town and there's less access to the supermarket, to the fast foods, I make better decisions. Like I know I have, in terms of eating, so I buy exactly what I need. So when I'm home, I cook exactly what I need to cook, right? And I'm not tempted to stop at KFC or stop at Burger King or anywhere like that.
So the truth is, if you're living in the city,
and they don't deliver, as much as I live in a gated community, those places don't deliver.
I live on the poor side.
So, and when I'm here, I live walking distance, and they deliver.
What I tell you. But the thing is that if you live in the city, any city in the world, any city, you must be earning money to live in the city. The city is a high price place, right? If you're a lower income earner, you really should live in, as he says, they call it in the suburbs, but we call it rural Jamaica. That's where it's really cheaper. It's cheaper to live, right?
Claudia is saying, currency is saying, also Claudia, many immigrants don't have pensions. Social security is not a pension. Okay.
Social insecurity.
Oh, social insecurity is not a pension.
What a play on words.
That's funny. Social insecurity is
so
not
funny.
a pension.
Because the truth, how much is social security? $1,000 US, you can't live on that.
Oh gosh.
When you really get down to it, that's sticky. Whereas if you haven't even bought a house. And finish paying the mortgage and so on.
But is that social security like our NIS?
Yeah, you can't live on it.
Alea says,
so they don't have any pension. And just so do they have social? So I understand. So how them get a social security number? Pay social security. I'm not straight. That's the strangest thing. So why haven't the government asked them, hey, are you documenting? Why haven't they written to them to say, hey, no, I mean, you take the social security fine, the social insecurity fine.
But I watch enough TV to know that when they're over there illegal, it had to get legalized.
Constantly running around, eh?
Yeah.
As I say, I'm not born to live hard life. My life of a simple.
Alea says, people who are in countries legally are offer part-time positions until they retain and upgrade the skills. People work 3 jobs to stay on top of cost of living. Oh, that rough. Monica says, I believe it's the individual need to know what's happening in their country.
Yes, Monica.
Research.
Yes, Monica.
Monica says, I'm over 40, Tony.
Yes. The onus is on the individual to extract what they need from the country to survive for themselves and their family. And I think every country has enough systems in place that you can extract and make a serious living and live well. Live well. Not just barely survive, but to thrive. Every country have enough systems. I know Jamaica have it, and I believe you can't live in America and then Canada, England, and not have systems where you can extract to live a good life. You can't.
Well, I don't know what's happening in our country, but the other day we're at the NHT thing, right? And someone asked me, this was pre-opening, if I worked at NHT because they watch us on live, and I have we seem to know a lot about NHT, right? So they asked me if I work there. I was like, no, I don't work there, but NHT has an excellent website that has all the information that we talked about on live. And I spent the time to bring up my computer and show them all the different things that were on NHT website, and it was an eye-opening for them. So I feel like NHT should be able to at least send the basic message that they have a website with information. I just feel like...
But I wonder why that message not reaching the people, though. I don't know. Why not reaching the people?
I don't know.
But the truth is, too, maybe they don't want to be overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed with what?
With people coming for loans. They wouldn't be able to give everybody a loan. They wouldn't be.
Isn't that their job?
Yeah, but the statistics of it, they wouldn't be able to. Just
so
like the bank can't give everybody a loan.
So you think NHT is curbing their advertisement so that it doesn't reach everybody?
They're not
at the same speed?
They're not going all out. It's like contribution refund towards deposit. They don't advertise it. Just word of mouth to tell people and them know.
Marcia says the individuals are to equip themselves in everything as to live better. For example, the law and the Constitution of Jamaica are not going to teach you the basic tenets of the law and how the laws are carried out.
That's true.
Claudia, do you know when Lot will be ready in Draxall?
What's at me right now? Claudia, what's at me?
I don't know anyone to get into a group with.
Really, Claudia? You're not at the program every week, man.
Yeah, half the people in this group are part of 2 different groups.
Yeah.
Right, and like the Thorpe Expo that's coming out next week is one of those groups. Sure.
And is somebody on this live tell me about the Thorpe thing too, you know?
Right.
And I decided to let's go look it up and let's go register. And the EcoStead group and the Riverstead group came from this live group, Claudia.
Yeah. So Currency says here, Claudia, Miss D has Riverstead now, right?
Right, yeah.
And Claudia is asking, when is the conference? The conference is the 17th to the 23rd.
We're looking on our board. Yeah, the 17th to 23rd.
Right, you can join Riverstead.
You can join Riverstead. So how are you gonna join Riverstead group now? You're going to sign up with Telegram, because that's where it's at. Sign up with Telegram, and then you're gonna say hi to me on Telegram and tell me who you are. You are your name, your handle on YouTube, and so on.
Jasmine says that's exactly.
And I'll add you to the group.
That's exactly what democracy wants the people to depend on them. Trump will wake up a lot of people. Lots of people are planning their exodus from the US.
Well, you can exodus to Jamaica. Join the groups. And see if you can get yourself a foothold in here with the liquor funds that you have, so that you can build. We also have a permit of pines that's 6.5, 7.5, 9.5 million, and so on. You buy a piece of land, and you can build your house on it, and stop build these big houses, please. Stop. Just build a 2-bed, not 1 bed if it's you alone. Right?
1 bed with a pull-out sofa.
1 bed with a loft. And so that when your kids or whoever come, they can use a loft. But stick within your means. You want to live somewhere nice, you want some flowers around you and so on. So don't live on a construction site. That's why it gets weary. Very weary.
All right, Mommy, we need to talk.
Oh, we need to get to. All right, so let's deal with this right now. So those of you who are asking about how to give notice, this is the form. Tony, bring up the form. So Tony's gonna bring up the form.
Could have sworn I had the thing up. Let me try again.
What are you doing?
My form.
Run it now.
Ah, here we go.
I need to have a meeting with Riversted. Those of you are on here, so I'm gonna drop in chat shortly. Can we have that Riversted meeting at 10 o'clock? I'm at Palmetto.
All right, this is the front page.
Maybe 12 o'clock, Tony, we can have a Riversted meeting. 12 o'clock. That's the front page. All right. Is it? Are they seeing it?
Not yet.
Yes, they're seeing it. Here's the. Click me back to the front page. And then we'll see what's happening. All right. Tony just going to leave us for a while. I wonder if I can maneuver this thing. I needed to come back so I can give the back page. All right. So it says, so you're going to buy this at the bookstore. You're going to buy it at Sangster's bookstore. It's about 85 Jamaican dollars for it, right? Under $100. It's a little piece of paper. So on one side, you're going to say 2. So that 2 is to the person who is a tenant. So to Claudia Davis. I, the undersigned, give you notice to quit and deliver of possession of. So possession of, hi, David, good morning. You say good morning? Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you? You're okay now? Where's Xander? Where's Xander?
Let's go.
He's gone?
It's gone.
Where's he gone?
So, is she this?
All right, so I, the undersigned, give you notice to quit and deliver of possession of the premise. Possession of, so it says possession of, you say 2-bedroom house, 1-bedroom house.
2-bedroom. 2-bedroom.
2-bedroom, yes. Possession of 2-bedroom house. The premises at 10 Hope Road. So that's where you put the address.
A hut.
Hold on. You have to keep quiet. Grandma is on YouTube live. Hold this stone, please. Come, let me put him on that. Jeez, I mean, it's so big I can't lift you up again. Are you going to say good morning to everybody? Say good morning. Are you looking at yourself? Say good morning to Auntie Tony and Grandma. Oh, yeah, get them the British wave. The King wave. All right. And the undersigned. Give you notice to quit and deliver of possession of. You put the type of unit there. So 2-bedroom unit, whatever it is. The premises at, that's the address. So you say 10 Hope Road in the parish of St. Andrew, in respect of which you are tenant on the. No. The day that you put there says the day that they must give up possession. Remember, It says, I, the undersigned, give you notice to quit and deliver up of which you are a tenant on the 30th day of November 2024. And it must be 1 whole month clear notice. So if the rent was due October 1, it wasn't paid, you are to give them notice somewhere in October to give up possession November 30, as it must be 1 whole clear rent month. You want to go down?
Really? I thought, why did I think that they had to owe rent for all of
Oh yes, they
October?
had to owe rent for all of October. Yeah, they have to owe. You have to wait until the end of October. So if the rent due the 1st of October, it still don't come the 30th of October. November 1 or 2, you write a notice. But that notice when you write it November 2 is not giving them 30 days clear notice. So this day has to be December 31st, on which you're a tenant on the 31st day of December 2024. So you have to give them 1 whole month notice.
All right, you on page 2 now?
Reason. So reason. Sorry. So the reasons that you give are the reasons, the only reasons stated here. And these reasons are in the Rent Restriction Act. A notice to quit. The green is not at the top.
Yeah, man.
I'm sorry. A notice to quit. Tony, you read it. Tony's gonna read it.
Helpful hints to landlords as to the proper completion of a notice to quit. So 1, a notice to quit must be personally served on the tenant and a copy retained by the landlord stating the details of such service. 2, a notice to quit is not valid unless there is a reason stating why the premises are required, such as non-payment of rent for 30 days or more, premises required for landlord's own residence, premises are required for someone wholly dependent on the landlord, premises are required for major repairs, premises are required for purposes of being improved, and finally, premises are required for purposes of being rebuilt. And 3, a notice to quit residential premises ought to give at least 1 month's notice, which must be a full rental month and should expire the day before a new rent month begins, i.e., if the rent is due on the 1st of the month, the notice must be prepared and served on the tenant before the 30th or the 31st of the month to expire by the 30th or the 31st of the next month. 4, where there is a written lease, the notice period must conform with that stated under the lease. Must conform with that stated under the lease once that lease still subsists. Bless you. 5, where the premises are commercial premises, the period of notice must be given is 12 months once the premises falls under the Rent Restriction Act.
All right, so those are the notice times. Tony, can you put the link? Is there a way?
The link?
How do they find this back?
Find what back? This is a PDF document on my PC.
All right, so you're gonna send it to my phone so in case anybody wants it. You can WhatsApp me. I send it to you.
Okay.
The other thing. Sorry, everybody. I don't know where I get this sneezing from. Tony, I water anything?
Yeah, I know.
Thanks. The conveyance.
You're sneezing because of the fan. I don't normally have it this close to you.
The conveyance is
We can move back the fan, you know. PC should be fine for the next couple of days.
The conveyance. Let's look at the conveyance document. So this is a document that you will use. So let us say somebody comes to you and they have a piece of land they want to sell you, or even a house and a land that they want to sell you, and it's a barcode. The envelope has a barcode. Oh, that's their barcode to sell it. Okay.
This is the envelope.
So somebody come have a piece of land they want to sell it, but they don't have a title, all right? Back in the day, this is how land was sold under what we call a conveyance of land. So this is what you will buy in the same bookstore for $85.
No, this is $85. That one, a little bit more money. It is $375. Plus tax.
75 plus tax. So this is the envelope you're looking at. It says conveyance of land title form. All right. So this is what it looks like. So it's an indenture made on the, put the date of, the day of, made on the 10th day of January in the year 1966. Oh, that's when I was born, actually. Between, the name goes there of the one part and of the other part. So it's between a person and another person. The names goes there, right? Witness that in consideration of the sum of, say, put the amount of money as purchase money paid by the said Claudia Davis. Well, not me. Let me say, I am the person selling. Yeah. Hereby acknowledge receipt of the said money as beneficial owner hereby conveys unto the said person all that parcel of land situated and lying and being in the said parish known as so and so contained by survey. So because the person will have a survey diagram containing by survey, so you would put be the same more or less butting and bounding, but we stop use meets and bound, we use actual survey diagram. So you would put the survey diagram and the number to show that this survey diagram is supposed to be with that, right? And the survey would be part of the package parcel as well. Where's the rest of it? That's just page 1. You see this? And it's actually a legal size document. And then you go to the witness. In witness, whereof the said hereunto, hands and seal, the day and year first above written, signed, seal, and delivered in the presence of. So remember, it's a justice of the peace. Be it remembered that on the 10th day of January, in the island of Jamaica, before me, the undersigned, one of Her Majesty's justice of the peace of the said island personally came and appeared, subscribing witness to the due execution. So it was two persons would sign this.
What do you mean by Her Majesty's justices?
Her Majesty's, the justice of the peace are appointed by Her Majesty.
Oh.
And you put the diagram. So you have another page. Scroll down. So it says there, parish of. This diagram represents the form and extent of the acres of the part of land in this parish to be conveyed. And the commissioner of the land survey assigns it, right?
Right.
And then now you're gonna take this, when you fill this out, you take it to the stamp office and get them to stamp it. Problem with this is that this person can sell this to 1 million people without anybody catching him, saying selling the same land to 1 million people.
But I guess it's whoever get their first signed by the justice of the peace and submitted it to the stamp office is actually the owner.
If it goes to court.
Yeah.
So, which is why you always want to try and get them to know.
It's
The thing
cute
is,
though. Our titles should still come like this.
yeah, the thing is, you don't sign up a conveyance with anybody who doesn't own the land. You have to own the property. Usually the name is on the tax paper. So not them granny name or them mother name or anybody else's name. Their name and verified by ID. When we say verified by ID, some persons have the same name. So the father and the son will have the same name. So you have to do a quick maths with the age to see if this person could have owned this land from 19 no long. Right?
Mm-hmm. I'll get this off again.
So that's what you use, a conveyance document. So if somebody comes to you with a conveyance document to say, this is how I bought the land, then fine, you can do business with them. Once the conveyance and for them name and them ID match, right? And it's them. So back in the day, that's how they used to sell property. So some persons will have this conveyance document. And if they have it, then you can, yes, I would say you can enter into a contract with them using the same conveyance because that's how they're going to sell it to you. But if they only come with the tax paper and the diagram, you want to make sure that the tax paper has the person's name who you're buying from. Because remember, you don't want to get mixed up in dead left land, right? That have no owner. The dead left lands have no owner, no rightful owner.
I can't get this back.
Get it back on.
The live screen.
Oh, but you can still see the people, right?
Yeah, we can still see them, but they're seeing us half the screen.
Halfway. All right.
It's a new interface. All right, so just to wrap up, we'll be saying the Honorable Michael Manley have implemented a lot for the poorer people in Jamaica. The American British government, JLP, did not like Michael policies, which was education and farming.
Mm-hmm.
Trump was crucified by prosecutors in New York. Therefore, he is taking revenge on the state. New York is also a strong democratic state.
So personal note.
For farmstead, I would recommend having a bigger dream. 1 million US is only a large sum for an individual. A group should do big things.
A group should do big things if you have big money.
Ruby says the Honorable Michael Manley have implemented. Oh, I think I read this already. Currency says love and hate sounds like the group needs you, but we have to meet folks where they are.
Yeah, we have to meet folks where they are.
Matt says, good morning, ladies. What's your say on a developer handing over HOA fees to independent group without providing promised amenities? Palmbrook Estate. What is your say on a developer handing over HOA fees to independent group without providing promised amenities?
You mean
Independent group?
your independent group is a HOA, your homeowners association. That's the only person the developer could hand over those fees to. You mean the homeowners association? So if they handed over the money to the homeowners association, you can do that. I think Gore also did with Camelot. So they've handed over the funds, but we still don't have some of the amenities yet, like the park, because Gore, they actually have their equipment on it. So now that they're going to move their equipment, we would expect that they would put in those amenities. It would probably go back to, all right, so developers sometimes do that, eh? So is it that they have no intentions of putting in these amenities? Have they already left the community? If they have, it would probably suit you to go and find the conditions of approvals that were granted to them by the parish council So you pay the parish council a visit and get a copy of the conditions of approvals that were given to them and see what it was that the parish council had mandated in the conditions of approval. You could also look in your sale agreement to see what the agreement say about amenities, what amenities and so on will be there. So you have to do some homework first. What did the conditions of approval say that the developer should have given you? And your own sale agreement, what did it say? Sometimes it doesn't say it, but in advertisements and so on, it's promised, right? So it's there. If the developer has not, if you believe that this developer is renegading on his promise or on his mandate from the parish council, then I know people think the first option would be go to court, but that would, if I was in charge of the HOA, that wouldn't be my first option. My first option would be to sit down with the developer to find out what are their intentions, right? If the developer is not giving you any proper, try and find. So usually a developer may have property in the same development. Like they would have reserved maybe this residential lot or commercial space and so on. Maybe you could try to get a exchange for the amenities. So suppose the amenities value, suppose the amenities value 50 million. They could probably try and get an exchange for property for the 50 million from the developer. And then you either sell the property and put in the amenities, or use the property to generate income. And then when you generate that income, you use that income to put in the amenities. Your last option, some persons think court is the first option, but for me, your last option is the court. Courts take long, and while you're doing that, persons can declare bankruptcy. What happens if the developer declare bankruptcy? You can't really sue a bankrupt company, can you?
No.
Right. So you would want this developer to make good on what it is that they did say. Some persons also think the first option is to go public. First option is not to go public. So when you go public, you have a difficulty even selling your own property inside of the scheme, right? Your first line of option is to sit down with a meeting. And I would imagine that the HOA fees were handed over to the Palmbrook Estate Homeowners Association. So the first option will be to sit with the developer and iron out an agreement. And also whatever was promised, is it that you really need to have these amenities? Could the area that was designated for the amenities could maybe be converted to something else? Maybe something that would be more beneficial to the community. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Sleeping.
So is it that, yes, in a development they want parks and so on, but look at the spaces and see how you can negotiate your way with the developer in getting a win-win. I learned about win-win from, is which book teach me about win-win. I think I Seven Habits of Effective People, something like that, by Stephen Covey. You want a win-win, so the developer win and you win. You don't want to negotiate with somebody losing on either side, right? So you want the amenities that were promised, but think again, do you really need those amenities? Are those the best amenities that for this community are there? You might have been promised a swimming pool, but when you look at it, you say, well, nobody don't live here. Who will use swimming pool? Is a swimming pool one of the best amenities that we could have? Maybe something else that could be had. You may look at it and say, hey, we should really build a basic school because that would benefit the wider community plus persons who live here. So you have to think. I'm just giving suggestions. But I would say court is your last option, right? Your first option is to sit with the developer and discuss it and come up with a win-win. So if it is that the developer is struggling, don't have the money or whatever, look to see what other assets the developer has in the scheme. I see if we can negotiate for them to transfer those assets or one of the assets, or I don't know, whatever combination that would transfer to the homeowners association. That way, you would have the asset that you could probably sell and build whatever you need to build. Or, as I say, you develop the asset in such a way that the asset is an income earner, and that money from the asset now goes to build the amenities that you need.
Currency says stock market is running. Tesla, crypto, etc. Taxes will decrease. Trump have the truth. His own social media.
Stock market is running. I mean, it would have been a good time to buy the stocks.
Naku.
When all of that was going on.
Naku says, immigrants of all legal statuses.
What does that mean?
They're off.
Okay, so everybody's affected. Matt says, should residents pay the fee, albeit an increased fee without the amenities?
Oh, geez.
But you should be a part of the homeowners.
Geez.
What increased fee? Who are you paying it to? Isn't it the homeowners association that determines fees?
Yeah, but I guess they're asking, like, if they're charging $5,000 now, should they pay an increased fee of maybe $6,000 if there is no amenities?
No, if it warrants it. Remember, the homeowners association is a non-profit, you know. So the homeowners association must show you, listen, security is this, garbage collection is this. So we need this money to do this. The homeowners association must show you in their statement of accounts what it is that needs to be paid for and the cost. What happens sometimes in these developments, especially ones that don't have houses, that is land, some persons don't pay because they don't live there. But the truth is, once they're selling, they have to pay up all those fees once they're selling. The fee should be low enough so that persons don't feel burdened to pay the fee, right? Now, somewhere like Palm, I would imagine security they would pay for. Garbage collection. But you can minimize garbage collection by telling the people to bring the garbage to the front. So you put something out there and make them bring it to the front. If you don't have a lot of persons living there. What else would they pay for in a scheme like that?
Maintenance of the verges.
Oh yeah, the maintenance of the verges. That is your landscaping of cutting the grass and so on. So I would think those three things would be top of your scale, top of your expenses, and paying an admin person to manage the collection of the fees and so on. So 4 areas. So you need to look at that. The homeowners would have sent you a budget and a finance statement to say, hey, this is it. This is what we could pay for, and then you have your input from there. It's not just a matter of paying or not paying, but you pay based on information.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Jamaican Beauty is saying that, I guess back to the Trump situation, most of you pay taxes, you can get an...
Excuse me?
You want what? You want some juice? Yeah, but I'm on live right now, talking to some people.
Overdue.
When I finish, I'll get you the juice.
All right, come here, for some water. Come around.
No.
Come for some water.
No.
Come now. Juice is in it. Come. Come.
Let's not lie to the child. It's water.
Forget it out.
Okay. Right, so you can get an ITN number to work with or start your own business. Okay, so they're paying taxes. Love Over Hate says, people don't let politics distract you from your goal. Vote if you are eligible to do so, but focus on self-development, right? Politics can distract and waste precious time. So true.
So true. Anybody in power, you have to live.
Yeah. Monica says, amnesty indeed. Fire Youth says, the main issue is that the new wave of illegal immigrants forget that they are illegal. Prior to the pandemic, most immigrants came to the States, lived in the shadows, saved their money to adjust their status. Farah says, the thing is, the jobs that most immigrants do, most don't want to do it for the pay. Working in the hot sun on the farms and doing construction, unless this is now the push for robotics to do it. Monica says, I think NHT is only targeting certain groups. Fire Youth says, the new wave got housed in sanctuary cities and believe that they are entitled to everything for free. A lot of gang members came over with this wave and are making it hard for others who, I guess we're supposed to see the rest of Fire Youth on. Alea says, Amazon has introduced to Jamaica a new host stand recently. Claudia and Tony, have you seen it? We have seen it.
What
Yes.
new host stand?
The new Amazon host, man. Somebody in Jamaica bought it and put up one.
Don't tell me it's a flat pack.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So stamp soon blow with that.
I don't know, but it's like a temporary hose, you know?
Yeah.
Claudia says, my husband would like to know what month you were born in. January.
January 10th. Tony born September. So I'm Capricorn and you're what?
Virgo. And that question is from Miss Claudia. And Kilobyte says, shouldn't it be updated to say His Majesty?
What does it say? It says Her Majesty. His Majesty.
Yes, because Charles is now king.
No, it's on the second page. It says her.
Guess
Well,
I forgot.
That's another monarch that I admire.
And not on that too, it's gonna be meant for next as far as we know it. So
Yeah.
they really should update the
Yeah,
form.
they should update the form.
Dancehall says, good morning, ladies. I have two tenants who share a carport. One of them put a camera and has his voice recorder and captures the entire space. The other tenant is complaining about privacy. Is it illegal? What does your rent agreement say about cameras? And can the carport be separated?
Yeah.
We've had to separate the carports before.
Why the camera though?
No.
The door open.
No.
It's not open. Okay, we'll soon come. You mean the grill door? You want to go downstairs? Oh, we'll go downstairs. All right. So privacy. It's true. Shared space. Why the camera? It's common area. Unless you, the landlord, put it up and it was already there when the people rented the place. But I don't think a tenant should be able to do that without your permission as a landlord, really. And without the other tenant's consent, because it's shared space. So you need to do something about that as the landlord.
So what option is the camera needs to be down, or two, the camera the shared space need to be converted to private, to non-shared spaces. Like, remember when we had to put a new grill on the veranda part, so, and then block it off so that one tenant entered carport exclusively and one tenant entered veranda exclusively.
Yeah, you might have a drywall it off so that the camera don't point over to the the neighbor who is using the garage as well. I don't know how you tell the tenant to on the camera. But
Yeah,
usually
not
they
only
pay.
that, like the camera is something that you install onto a building. How can you install something on a building that you don't own without
the permission of the landlord.
without the permission of the landlord?
No, makes sense.
All right.
I posted a link. I referred to it, but it disappeared. Don't know how it. Why? Let me try it again. Oh, not cool.
Dancehall says, for the tenant to have that capture the entire space, what can I do about that? Okay, I think we answered that. Marsha says, as residents of any and all HOA, you are entitled to annual assessment reports of how the fees charged are divided out to each home's assess whether it is a condo, single home, etc., lot size, etc.
Yeah, you must get a report on it. So I don't know.
You
They
can
can't
come in
just
and
they can't just tell you to pay increased fees without doing and everybody have to vote on it. So if you vote no, if you all vote no, you can't increase the fee. Has to be a vote by the maybe a majority plus one. Depends on what your bylaws say though. You have to check that. And if your bylaw is not saying what it needs to say, then you get that changed too. All right.
I think we're finished.
We're finished. Thank you everybody for coming on today.
Any more questions?
Or that's it.
That's it.
Xander, come.
You can come in.
See this
He's not in, but he's not coming in.
Go out the door for Xander. No? Go out the door.
She coming.
Is he coming? Yes, he's coming. You want to say bye to everybody now?
Everybody.
Say bye. I'm not seeing you. Say bye.
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 Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Love and Hate says, watching from Canada, ladies. Great job. Thanks for watching.
All right, thank you. And work with the president, all right? Get things going. And remember to buy a little piece of the rock, a little piece of Jamaica. Those of you who want to join Riverstead, remember, get on to the Telegram, say hi to me. You want to join Riverstead, and I'll add you to the group chat. All right? Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.